So today I wanted to talk a little bit about attraction. And when I say attraction, I don't just mean being attracted to other people. You can be attracted to a lifestyle or an aspiration, all different types of attraction. But when we talk about the psychology of attraction, I think we can start with something easy like the proximity effect. That's related to Gestalt psychology. Don't get scared. Gestalt is just German for shape. And what it references is when people see a group of shapes or a group of things together in close proximity, they start sharing the same characteristics. In social psychology, proximity effect means that when you're closer to someone in regular intervals, like in the same classroom or working in the same office, you're more likely to form connections with them and become accustomed to them. You feel more comfortable when they're around. And this is always happening naturally. So even if you like someone or you don't like someone, you're going to form like a bond, a connection with them. Just imagine everybody on the pirate ship. They might not like each other, but they're forced to be on the same ship for 3 months at a time. You're going to have to rely on each other to survive and to get through the whole experience. The next thing I wanted to mention with regards to attraction is attachment styles. Now this is going into kind of like parent-children relationships sort of things, but when we talk about attraction styles, let me just get my notes here. Attachment styles, I should say. It's kind of like a grid with like 4 different parts to it. That's how it's normally shown. On one axis, you've got like a good self-worth, so a positive model of self, that's like low anxiety. And when you've got a negative model of self, that's a high anxiety. And on the other axis, you've got positive model of others and negative model of others. So what this means is if someone's got a positive model of self and positive model of others, then they feel secure. They're more confident, they're not afraid to make mistakes, they're better at communicating with people. And that's like the ideal outcome. You're able to self-regulate and you've got some emotional awareness. Now on the other side, if you've got like a low self-esteem or low model of self, but a high model of others, it's more of avoidant personality or attachment style. It's difficult expressing their feelings. Well, they don't need anyone to help them. A high self-value and low value of others, that's avoidant. Difficulty expressing feelings, feeling like everything is your responsibility and no one else can do the job properly. Almost like the burden's only on you to fix everyone's problems. And they're very self-reliant, but they find it difficult to ask for help. Not very good at communicating. If you've got positive model of others and negative model of self, that's ambivalent and anxious. It's where a lot of anxiety comes from. Because you're relying on other people to give you reassurance and you need close relationships. And these sort of people, normally you've got like fear of abandonment. And they ask for help indirectly, or they just don't ask for help at all. Finally, you've got the disorganized people. They've got a negative model of self, negative model of others. And when you've got a double negative, then you've kind of got a combination of the avoidant and the anxious styles. You're afraid of rejection, but don't trust easily. And also, you got unpredictable behavior. You kind of going back and forth, to and fro. You're either acting out or pulling people in. So it's very chaotic and unstable. But when people have these different personalities or different attachment styles at youth, it does influence the way they view relationships and attraction. When you're trying to find a partner, you want someone that complements and lifts you up and makes you better. That's what a positive relationship would be. But there's always like negative or toxic relationships where people try and drag you down. And it's tough to navigate these things. But when you think about it, if you're looking for a rich person, you've got to try and model yourself into something that rich people would be attracted to. So put yourself in the mindset of a rich person. They're successful. They normally put a lot of pressure on themselves to rise to the occasion, and these sort of people sometimes they need reassurance, sometimes they need the ego stroked, sometimes they need validation. But let's say the opposite is true. Let's say you want someone that's caring, thoughtful. If you want a carer, then you need to be someone that needs to be cared. Now, I'm not saying one's healthy, neither is unhealthy, but they've both got their own different dynamics when it comes to relationship. So always be aware that it's not just you and your needs in a relationship, or it's what the other person needs as well. But again, I'm no psychologist. I'm just a guy that's read a textbook in his spare time. So none of this is professional advice. It's just rumination. Getting all the thoughts out into the world. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about was the halo effect. You're attracted to someone. Sometimes they may be good at something. And because they're good at one thing, you automatically assume they're good at other things as well. And this is not always the case. But it happens with, let's say, an actor in a movie or a TV show. If they're good looking, if they can act, then you think they must be an honest person or a good person. Kind of project positive traits onto someone you get attracted to, even if these traits are not correct. In your mind, you kind of want to make these connections. So it's something to be aware of. There's also the scarcity principle. And that is, if you've heard the term FOMO, fear of missing out, that's what the scarcity principle is with regards to attraction. If there's not a lot of resources available, then you want to have the thing even more. So, for example, some companies will do like a buy one, get one free or limited edition product. And all of these things are just to try and draw you in, to make sure you feel like you're going to miss out if you don't buy the thing now. Basic marketing, but it works. If it didn't work, they wouldn't keep doing it. And companies will try and manipulate you to sell your products. That's just the point of the company. They're a business. So how do you avoid or prevent these things happening? It ain't easy. What you can do is be more self-aware, like do some critical thinking and consider next time you buy something, do I want it, or is it just because it's available and it's put in front of me? And Steam is a good example of this. I don't know, I don't think it's malicious, but Steam sales are notorious for you buying like 5 or 6 games you wouldn't have even thought about otherwise. Not because they're good, or not because they're new, but because you want to get them with 50% off. Because you don't know when it's going to happen again. And this tactic is used by companies to try and sell you stuff. And it's up to you to decide if it's worth something of value to you. I think that's everything I want to cover in this video. We'll make a quick field snack, and then we'll rest up for the night. Thanks for watching, and if you have any other psychology things you want me to cover, leave a comment and I'll be happy to respond to you. Catch you in the next one. Bye.